Hi, Stamper fans. Welcome to another Make It Monday. Thanks for joining me, whether you're watching here live on Facebook or you're catching the replay over on YouTube. I'm so glad you're here. I'm Nan Gerlitz, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Bloomington, Illinois, and I'm here to help you connect with your people, whether that's gathering together to craft or you making handmade items to share with them. It's all about making and deepening those connections. So let's get to it. All righty. So first up, as always, we have Friday night Stampin' results. And we got new stuff this past week. I was so excited because it was supposed to come on Saturday and it got delivered a day early. So we had new things to play with. So the winner was this floral card, which was mine. So back to backers for me. So that was fun. And this is actually next Monday. I will show you this stamp set because it has dies and it has masks or stencils, whichever you want, like the Frosted Forest one. So I will show you how we can create things like this. It's super, super fun and very, very easy. And this little guy is called Resourceful Rusty. Super cute. I wanted to also point out that he did that cool splatter technique with the markers. So nice. And we're actually using that stamp set tonight. So thank you all for your votes, those of you that chimed in. If you haven't chimed in and you are on Facebook or Instagram, make sure to set a little alarm for Friday evening and check in on the page if you're not getting the notifications so that you can vote too. So, all right, tonight we are back to working with another sketch. And this sketch is right out of the catalog. The annual catalog on page 22 has a bunch of different sketches. Let me get this up here. So we are going to work with this one tonight. Super cute, super easy, and I'm going to show you, of course, a few examples of this sketch. The first one is pretty spot on, but you know, I love it. He's such a cutie. You know, here we love a cute critter. So, all right. So yeah, we have a sketch right out of the catalog, and then this new stamp set is part of our online exclusives. So those never show up in any printed catalog. They're only available online. So as always, the link to my store is in the video description. So anytime you want to peruse, even if you're going like to stock up on cardstock or something, I always suggest you check the online exclusive, check the little what's new tab for sales, specials, any new catalog items, anything like that that came out, and the last chance products lists, because those often have sales on them as well. It's always just good to take a little peruse around while you're in the online store to make sure you're getting the best deal on everything, right? Okay, so we are starting with Memento Black because we are coloring with Stampin' Blends. Shocker, I know. And I'm actually going to put him in a little bit of a different order tonight. Make sure his mouth is good and inked up. I am in a weird position here because my phone is right where I need to look. And then I get the reflection from the lights above. So it might be a fun little fiasco tonight. Who knows? All right. And then we've got him looking aggravated because he dropped them all. And I just kind of eyeballed these so that they were about the same distance down from the top of the strip. These strips are 5 inches by 1 1/8 inch, which will work perfectly on a standard size US card. So, so that will work for kind of anything if you're doing stamping, if you're doing designer papers, whatever it is. 5 by 1 1/8 inch will give you 3 really good strips that you can distance kind of equally on your card front. All right. So there is our little rusty man. And now we're going to do some coloring because we love to color, right? And I did come across, so as you saw, Russ did a cute little brown guy. He could be a squirrel. He could be a fox. We kind of thought he was a fox But then we both were thinking, oh, there's probably other things we can make with him. And I did come across my friend Tammy White did some fabulous other animals. So that is where I came up with the red panda idea that we did here. So I'm actually going to start with my lemon lime twist and do all of my little leaves on my apples, because that's kind of the lightest color I'm working with, and I don't want it to smudge or smear with anything else. So we'll just get that right out of the way. Okay, for his body, we are doing Cajun Craze. So I'm going to go ahead and lay down a base layer of the light Cajun Craze all over the place. Yeah, we're going to leave his face white. Which, when I think about it, I feel like if you know, like the Disney movie Red Panda, like, I think the face is red, but I think this looks good with the face staying white so you can see the expressions. Again, when you're coloring your own stuff, you can do whatever you want. You could make him pink if you want, like a pink squirrel, which is a drink, I think. So I don't know what's in it, but I remember one of my friends used to drink them. So, all right. So while we are coloring here too, I just want to tell y'all that getting old is not always fun, because I had an issue with my hip, my back, my legs. I'm not sure exactly where it all originated, but basically I had some like shooting pain kind of things down my legs, and it's a nerve that's at the base of my back, I believe. And this really wasn't an issue until I was older. Doggone it. So I'm going to add some little stripies to his tail and some shading with our dark Cajun Craze. And that's what makes him a red panda, right? Yeah, I did. I actually came home from work early today because it's the prolonged sitting, I think, that mostly does it. So I sit kind of a lot. I'm an admin assistant at work, so a lot of computer work, a lot of sitting down. So I said, I can't sit and I'm having trouble standing and walking. So I just came home and I spent the rest of the morning with like a heating pad on my hip up in my bed. And now I'm doing much better, thank goodness. All right, I'm going to come back in with that light one and just kind of blend those little shadies that I did around his body. We want the stripes to stand out on his tail, so we don't want to shade those. Okay, now we need to add some black feet and hands. So I could have left those white, his feet and the bottom of his hands, but you know, it's fine because black's going to cover all that. So it was easier for me to just color everything, right? Rather than trying to remember where I was supposed to stop. All right, and then some Poppy Parade for our apples. I'm not really doing any shading. Hey, Linda. I know the stripy tail is so cute. I'm going to show you guys the other animals that Tammy had done also. So I've got some samples of those. Super, super fun. But yeah, you could make lots of animals with this little guy. All right. And he is all done. So here's the other ones. We've got our red fox, which I actually did in the deep and medium deep blends, but you could totally use the Cajun Craze if you wanted to lighten him up a bit, or you could combine like a Cajun and the poppy and you know, make him a little brighter red. So lots of different things. And then we've got a cute little gray squirrel here that's with the smoky slate and the gray granite. And you just leave his belly and his face a little white. And then we have a cute little raccoon that is smoky slate and black, or a little skunk that is also smoky slate and black. So lots of cute little ideas that you can do with him. I'm sure we could come up with lots of else. I feel like we should make a pink squirrel at some point now. Okay, so we've got our strips all colored in. So let's attach them. So when you're doing a like a set of three, anything basically, or if you're trying to center something, so let's say I had 4 going across, you want to kind of work from the outside in, because it's easier to get those outside two equal distance from the edges. And then you can come in with that middle one and center it between. I used to do this the opposite way. I used to do the center one. I'd find the center of the cardstock, but it never seemed to work out quite right, because I would never get those edges kind of close enough to the edge to look right. So this is a better way to do it. And if you do it the other way and it's working for you, then just ignore me. But I will say, since I've been doing the outsides first, it has been working much better for me. So if you struggle to line up like a 3-panel kind of thing, then that is definitely the way to go. Now it looks like I got him a little bit crooked. See if we still have some wiggle room. Yep, there we go. Okay, so now we've got some twine. That's how it was on the sketch, and I kind of liked it. And I have this nice pack of Essentials pack of Baker's twine. So it's got all your kind of neutral colors in it. Fabulous. And we've got a nice black twine. So in order to have enough to tie my bow, what I like to do is start on the back. So I'll kind of go all the way up the back. And then I'm just going to go around 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And right about to the middle, maybe. You just want to have enough to work with. Twine is super economical, so it does not cost a lot. So if you're wasting a little bit when you're tying a bow, it's not a big deal. Yeah, and I should have gone all the way to the edge. So I'm just going to scooch this all over just a little bit. There we go. That is why you don't tighten everything up before you're ready, right? The other thing I find is very essential when you're doing, especially with twine, but ribbon too, is these cross-lock tweezers, so they stay closed when you're not holding them. So I get that tight, and I just put the tweezers on there, and it acts like somebody's finger holding that down. And then I can tie my bow. And twine is a little fiddly. So if you have motor issues, if you have like some severe arthritis or something, I would just recommend staying away from the twine. If you're fine with all of the fiddly little kind of stuff, twine is great. And like I said, very economical. But if you have some issues with your joints and your fingers or motor issues, then like don't give yourself the headache, right? All right. And then you can kind of spread these out a little bit, because that's the one thing about twine is it's thin. So if you wrap it around multiple times, you can kind of spread those out and it gives kind of a thicker appearance, right? Okay. So we've got some basic black, which I forgot to score. Oh, no, I didn't. It's scored. I just didn't see it because it's black. See, you don't have to be perfect to do my job, right? And I do love the, I picked the black for this because it makes the bright colors pop, and also it brings out his little feet and paws and that twine. So we can go ahead and And if you want, I like to do this. It's not essential, but I like to take my tear and tape, just kind of go over the middle of that twine, because that'll hold those 3 kind of lines in place. Like I said, not necessary. It's just a thing that I like to do. I already have the tear and tape, so, you know. All right. So there's our basic, and now we've got our greeting, our little circular panel, right? So let's see. I love these, all the sayings on here that keep going. You can do it. Don't give up. You've got this. It's a really fun set. And then there's this little plaid kind of, you know, doodad. Oh, Linda, I feel like you could do a lot of good things with that, with your collage style. I almost used it on this card, and then I thought, no, it seems like it's a little clean and simple, so I didn't think it would fit right, but I'll find a use for that. Don't worry. So we're just going to stamp this on the white. And then we've got our 2-inch punch. So when you do it upside down, then you can get that nice and kind of lined up, right? Pop that out. Now I did want to punch that before I do my apples. Because I only want the apples. Guys, I'm all over tonight. I only want the apples kind of sticking off the edge of that circle. So get our black put away. Grab some Poppy Parade so they match the cardstock and the other apples we've already got going on. So a couple up there. Some right down there. Voila. I'm actually going to do the inside as well because I put some apples on the inside. So while I've got them out and the ink pad out, we'll get that done. All righty. Okay, that's all of our stamping done, so we can put away all the potential mess-making ink pads. Okay. Now, here's another fun thing about being able to use the punches upside down. For this, I'm going to use some Stampin' Seal so it's down there right away and I don't have to wait for any dry time. So you can pop this on the Poppy Parade. Then I'm going to take my 2 3/4 inch circle punch and I can put that in there and I can center it until I know I have kind of the perfect rim around there, instead of trying to put that white circle on a red circle. It's a little easier to match it all up that way. All righty. And then, of course, we need dimensionals. That's right. Wouldn't be a card that I made without some dimensionals. So, as always, when I do a circle, I usually do kind of a triangle of dimensionals, unless it's a really big circle. That's really all you need, just 3. And I do want these to kind of straddle that twine. So I wanted to make sure I put them top and bottom. Oh, that's just a backing. It's like I didn't think I put that over the edge. All right, let's put our center in. We'll be all good to go. But I did say I have some alternatives to show you, as always, right? And if you're curious about the products that are used on this particular card, there is a link to the supply list in the video description, so you can check out all of that. And there we go. Like, how simple was that, right? But super cute. I love this sketch idea. It's very versatile, as you can imagine. So let's see it used with some designer paper. So we also got a bundle called Thankful Garden. and it had this great designer paper called Lovely Garden that came with it. So I also love to use designer paper for this kind of look because, as you can see, the design just travels right across. So I took one big sheet and just chopped it up into those 1 1/8 inch strips so they continue all the way across. And it's got these great die cuts and everything. It's the same one that I used on my winning flower card this week. But yeah, as you can see, instead of twine or ribbon, I just took this big die cut and that traversed the card, and then added those leafy die cuts for some interest, right? So we could also turn this guy on its side, right? And we don't have to use different strips of paper. We can use a long stamp instead for those 3 panels. So this is all just one big piece of white, and I've got the 3 cars on there, and then a different fun punch, our hexagon punch. And then instead of the twine, this is just a strip of the basic black cardstock to kind of break up that line. So 3 super fun ways you can interpret that sketch. And I will be posting later this week I'll post the sketch as well as, just a little reminder that you can go ahead and give it a whirl. And then if you post it on social media, make sure to tag me at Stamper Nan. I know Linda's done that already. So it's a fun little way for you to kind of get involved in this and give these a try. Sketches are always very fun, especially if you're kind of like, I don't know what to make, or I don't know how to put these together. It gives you a great layout idea to start with. So that's super, super helpful, right? When you're just overwhelmed with all the fun, cool stuff you have. So, all righty. Let's see. I think that is about all I have for you tonight. Let me pop up here. I did want to mention that Stampin' Up! Let us know this week that our cardstock prices will be going up because, just like everything else, the suppliers have raised prices. All the prices are going up everywhere. So they do have to raise the prices on cardstock effective May 1st. But I believe it's all while supplies last. So the basic white 8.5 by 11 is already sold out. So it is available at the slightly higher price now on the website. So just so you're aware, what I would do is if you're running low on any cardstock, I'd go visit my shop right now and stock up on anything you need at the lower prices. So, save a few bucks, right? Always try to keep you guys informed. So, and another way to keep informed is to make sure that you are subscribed to my newsletter. There is a link as well in the video description, or you can just go to stampernan.com and all of my links are there. So if you're not signed on for my newsletter yet, make sure that you do get that taken care of so that you can see if there's price increases or new products or whatever, right? Okay, so that's all I've got for you tonight. Thanks so much for joining me. If you've gotten some good tips or some inspiration, go ahead and tag your friends in the video or share it with them, either way, so that they can get some good inspiration as well. Till next week, I'm still Nan Gerlitz. Happy stamping.